Hello, this is J083. This is another episode of Pierre's Path to Glory. This is episode 14. We're at a Mexican Grand Prix. And if you missed last episode at the USA, then go check it out. It was a pretty good race. And now let's go on to track acclimatization. And it is pretty good so far. Just the one green score, which is in the S section, so it's pretty difficult to get all of them purple. We're currently on the final corner, and it's going to be a fully purple lap, it looks like. And yeah, enough for the purple score, definitely. There we go, and let's move on into the qualifying sim. And it is going to be actually fatal, it looks like. I'm 3 tenths down to coming through the final corner, so I doubt I'm going to be able to make that up, and the estimation of 5th isn't going to be met. So this track, it shouldn't really suit the Red Bull, as it's a very high speed track. So yeah, it might be a bit unfortunate that we might not be able to actually, like, got used to winning this season, but we might not be able to win this race unless we get some luck or others mess up. But then into qualifying now, it looks like I've set a 57 millisector, it's not purple. So I'm not quite sure who's on pole at the minute, but whoever it is, we're not matching them, so that's a bit unfortunate. We're going through the stadium section now, where the Red Bull should be good, as it's got a lot of corners in it. But now coming up towards the line, and where is it going to put me? It is a 1:17. I think it puts me about P5 or P6. But now we are 3 tenths up on that time, with on the end of the session, checkered flag has fallen. So this is going to be where we start for the race in the Mexican Grand Prix. We're 3.5 tenths up, almost 4 tenths on my previous lap, and it's going to move me. Not purple, unfortunately, but it is going to be P4, so that's not too bad. Like, it could be worse, especially at a track which shouldn't suit the Red Bull car. Let's look at the grid. It's Ricciardo on pole from Lewis Hamilton, the two Mercedes. Lock out the front row with Sebastian Vettel third and myself and Verstappen 4th and 5th, the two Red Bulls, splitting the Ferraris with Raikkonen 6th, with Kevin Magnussen, Romain Grosjean both doing well. Sainz, Alonso and Nico Carey rounding out the top 11. And yeah, it's quite a big split between the top 6 and the bottom 15 or something. I can't do maths very well. But Hulkenberg 12th from Jenson Button, Johnny and Palmer. Valtteri Bottas not matching his teammate very well. Sergio Perez, Pascal Wehrlein seeing a little boost in their performance, with Leclerc, Russell, Ocon, Will Steam and Giovinazzi, the two Sauers, rounding out the grid. So let's go on to the race.
The air may be thin here in Mexico City. The atmosphere is anything but. The crowd have been chanting and singing, not just this afternoon, but throughout the entire weekend. There's a great love for Formula One here, and no small amount of expectation. Let's hope today's Grand Prix can meet it.
So the strategy, it's going to be a 2-stop race, a super soft, medium. It is the strategy which won me the AOR race in Mexico. Hopefully it can do the same here. But now let's get into the race, and it's going to be 5 red lights, a long, very long run to the first corner. But it's lights out, and away we go now for the Mexican Grand Prix. From 4th place on the grid. It was like a good start for my team at Verstappen alongside. He's going to get alongside me and take away 4th place for now, but then Ricciardo's got a good start from pole. Hamilton's bogged down a little bit. Verstappen's going to try and thread the needle between Hamilton and Vettel. Vettel's going for a move around the outside. I'm going to back out of this. There's no chance I'm going in there. Verstappen's got the corner. Hamilton's got the corner. I made lots of contact with Raikkonen, and this is not going to go well. I think it's Magnussen who's actually got around the outside of Hamilton. They're going to slow each other up, and Hamilton is completely slowed down. I've hit his left rear wheel. That has not gone well. I checked for damage, but we do get a collision with him. So now we're down to about 8th place now. We're going to try and look around the outside. That's not going to happen. We actually creamed the back end of Hamilton, and Carey goes at the inside as well, and Toro Rosso. We've got major front wing damage, and we've lost loads of places. There goes the house of Grosjean and Hulkenberg around the outside in his Williams. So yeah, this has not gone well at all. Even more contact there, but now we're down to the low end of the top 10. So, and we've got pretty bad front wing damage that will need repairing very soon. I don't think I'm going to be able to go too long on this front wing. But we are going to try it out for another lap just to test if it's viable to carry on until I need to stop anyway. But now coming down towards turn 1, we showed the slipstream on Romain Grosjean, as the Haas car really isn't very good in this career mode, so hopefully we can take advantage and slipstream him down towards turn 1. We seem to be able to do that, just drive straight past. There's a load of cars up ahead. I think it's a Renault and a Toro Rosso going side by side. Yeah, Hamilton's been forced out by Magnussen and Carey. We're going to look up the inside of Hamilton. A bit of contact. We're overtaking Carey now, and Magnussen has overtaken everyone. We're right behind Kimi Raikkonen and Lewis Hamilton, and here it is down towards the next corner. Carey's got a good run. He's got me and Hamilton now. We're going to go up the inside of Hamilton. Don't go up the inside of Carey, because that would be pretty dangerous. But now around the outside of Hamilton, this is going to get very close through the next section. But we go around the outside. I think that's Hamilton's got the inside actually, and we'll have to turn out the corner. Don't make more contact. There's no point getting more wing damage, and our Grosjean's right behind me once again. So at the end of the lap, I like to come in, try and get perhaps an undercut, but more so just try and replace this wing, because it's pretty annoying having to drive around on a broken front wing. So pitting onto the soft tyres, I should still be able to stick with the same strategy. It would just be a little bit of a push, but not too much hopefully. But we change the front wing. Rebel Mechanics give me a 9-second pit stop, which isn't that bad. So hopefully they can continue doing that for the rest of the race, although I also hope I won't be able to change the front wing. I won't have to change the front wing for the rest of the race, but we come out in stone dead last, like absolutely behind everyone. So let's have a look at the replay of the start then. And it was a decent start from Ricciardo from pole. Hamilton was one who bogged down a lot, which was why it was so chaotic into turn 1. Vettel actually got a bad start, but then got in the slipstream. Verstappen went up the inside of Vettel, with Hamilton on the inside, and the Haas of Grosjean also got a good start in the background, and Magnussen. So it was 5 wide momentarily, so yeah, that's never really going to end well. Magnussen goes around the outside of me and Hamilton, and then Vettel takes the lead around the outside of Ricciardo as well, so well done to the German in the Ferrari. Verstappen goes at the inside of Ricciardo as well, Hamilton alongside Magnussen, and then I almost made it 3 wide, but then had to back out of it as a carry looks to the inside to me and Hamilton. That's where I braked too late and went straight back into the diffuser of Hamilton, so that was pretty annoying. But Verstappen took 2nd place from Ricciardo as well. So after probably the best start of anyone, Ricciardo actually lost out a lot from that start. But Magnussen is someone who didn't lose out. He went up to 4th place off the line. So very well done to Renault. They've actually had some good results lately. A lot of performance boosting has happened into that Renault car, but now this is a view from Grosjean, who got an okay start, but then there's nowhere really to go. He hit the back of Raikkonen slightly, tried to go around the outside. Raikkonen hit me on the inside, and then if Grosjean gets completely forced out, like Raikkonen, there's a Toro Rosso thing of carry on the inside. Yes, it is. And here you'll be able to see why I hit the back of Hamilton. There goes Carey with a very good exit. Here he is. Oh, it's Sainz actually. My apologies. It wasn't Nico Carey. It's Carlos Sainz who got a very good start from like 13th, wherever he was. And there is a bit of my front wing as I hit the back of Hamilton as he braked slightly earlier than I would normally, but then it is lap 1, so I should have been more cautious into there. But Sainz can't quite take advantage of Lewis Hamilton, who takes the position back up into like 8th place, I think that is. But now on to lap 4. There will be a few cars into the pits, I believe, and I set fastest lap actually. No, there isn't anyone in the pits on this lap. But then the very next lap, here is a car in the pits. I'm not sure who that is, but we are going to overtake someone, which is good. Another fastest lap for me. And now we are on the back of a Toro Rosso, I believe, of I think this is Nico Carey. I'm not quite sure. Can't tell from back here. But down towards turn 1, there's a few more cars in the pits. There's a Mercedes in the pits. I think that is Hamilton. So the undercut has worked a little bit. So I'm now ahead of Lewis Hamilton again, but now we go over the inside of the Toro Rosso into the next into turn 1. So that is going to be another position game. And now there's a Sauber, and it's really not going very quickly. The Sauber is pretty terrible in his career mode. But my team at Verstappen's in the pits as well. It is Antonio Giovinazzi, who we go straight up the inside of, and hopefully that is that. But he was holding me up an absolute treat there. But Verstappen was in the pits, and now this is turn 1. There's Verline, Perez, and there's Ocon, who spins on the inside of Perez on turn 1, and Raikkonen's crashed into him, and he's now out of the race. I go around the outside of the pair, so that is a few free positions for me. It's Ocon and Raikkonen completely I don't know what happened there. Ocon locked up and hit the side of Sergio Perez, and then Raikkonen was completely caught unawares. The safety car came out momentarily, which gave me a chance to save the tyres, luckily. But Ocon is very hampered in this race now, with Raikkonen out of it, so disappointing for Kimi Raikkonen. But now here's a Haas car of Grosjean, I believe, so or it might be, actually it is Leclerc, who hasn't pitted yet, but now on to lap 9. So yeah, Leclerc is the next car. There's 2 Force Indias who were involved in that turn 1 scrap with Ocon, but you can see in a minute my team at Verstappen has got an absolute massive lead, so it looks unlikely that we're going to be battling the front guys of Vettel, Verstappen and Ricciardo, but hopefully we can take advantage and get maybe up to 4th or 5th, because that shouldn't be too much of a hassle. But now we're on the back of the Force India. I believe it's Pascal Wehrlein. We're going to go diving up the inside into the next corner. Yes, it is Pascal Wehrlein. And we're still going to go side by side. This is very dangerous through this section. It's very it's meant to be single file, but we're going to go side by side anyway. Very nice move there, around the outside of the stadium section. Give the fans something to cheer as well as we take the position from Pascal Wehrlein. But now down the straight, I'm a little bit worried as that Force India is an absolute rocket in a straight line. So this might not end well for me, but Perez, you can see ahead, is absolutely driven away, and Verline's got a good run here. He's going to go down the outside, and I can't really do anything. This Red Bull really not suited to the straights, but now the Haas car also goes at the inside, but I'm going to try and lunge it back up the inside of the Haas. Think better of going for a move on Verline as well. But yeah, that is pretty disappointing. That's a good evidence of the straight line speed deficit that we face with this TAG Heuer branded Renault engine compared to the Mercedes engine in the Force India and the Mercedes cars. But now into turn 4, we're going to go diving maybe up the inside of Verline, tap his left rear tyre a little bit, he backs out the corner, and that is another position gained. But now we can move on to the back of Sergio Perez. Luckily with the DRS and the good traction out the corner, we should be able to still do overtakes, but really when cars are behind us, it's going to be a very big challenge to try and keep behind. But Sergio Perez can't really do anything to stop me coming past. But now there's a Williams and a Toro Rosso, if I believe Carlos Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg up ahead, so now we've got to try and overtake the pair. And now we're about 8th place, I believe, so these are for low end points, but now we go up the inside. Very nice move there I did it a few times last season as well, that corner I seem to remember. So take the position from Nico Hülkenberg, and now onto the back of the Toro Rosso of Carlos Sainz, and he has gone defensive it seems, but now we're going to switch back, fake to the inside and take the position quite easily, and that is another position gained up into about 6th place now. I'm not quite sure, but you can see there is here's the gaps. There's Vettel in the lead from Jenson Button, who hasn't pitted yet, in 2nd place, with Verstappen 3rd, and then Jolyon Palmer. So the Brits going for very interesting strategies, with Ricciardo 5th, myself in 6th place, and then the Toro Rosso of Sainz in 7th. We're now on lap 17, and the little exclamation mark has come on, so I'm going to be picking this lap onto a set of mediums going to the end. And Jenson Button and Palmer have also come in, so they're going to be trying a 1-stop, I believe, onto a set of softs here. So that'll be very interesting if they manage to get that to the end. I'll be surprised, as I'm going to get mediums to the end, so I'll be surprised if they can get softs to the end. Softs to the end. But we did get a 1.9 second pit stop there, so very well done to the mechanics for that one. And now I'm going to come out roughly. There goes the Williams of Bottas, I believe, and here comes another car along my outside. I'm not sure who this is. It's a Toro Rosso of Nico Carey, who takes the position quite easily. We're going to lunge it back up the inside and hopefully take that position. It is Carlos Sainz, actually. I still get confused between the two Toro Rossos, unfortunately. But that is quite a nice position. But now we've got to get the undercut on the likes of Jolyon Palmer, who is here, and Jenson Button, who's up the road a little bit. So the Renault of Palmer pitted the same lap as me, and there goes into the pit is Valtteri Bottas. So the Williams back in, and he's going to go into the end now, I reckon, as well. But he might be doing soft, super soft or something. I'm not quite sure. The AF strategy is a bit weird. But Palmer doesn't like. I stayed in the situation way too long there. Palmer just parked it seems. He's straight on speed, really not very good. So we had to brake to avoid losing our front wing, and then still managed to get up the inside of Jolyon Palmer and take that position into about 9th place. But now this is the second Renault car of Kevin Magnussen, and we're going to try and do this move again through the S section. Oh no, we're not. But it's down towards the stadium section now. We set up from the middle sector, and we go diving up the inside of Kevin Magnussen, who's also got medium tyres, so probably going to the end now. Magnussen's on for a pretty good result here, as there's a few cars who haven't pitted yet up ahead, and they're in the pits now actually, so we're going to gain a few positions out of that. We're into about 7th place now, and here is a McLaren, and I believe it's Jenson Button, who hasn't pitted yet. We're going to go absolute lunging. It's actually Alonso up the inside of the stadium section, and Alonso completely bunches me back off the track. Fair enough, I lunged him so he could do what he wants really, but now that is another position gained. And in the pits here is Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen, the sole Ferrari and my teammate in the pit lane, and they are way ahead of me really, so it's pretty disappointing, as there is Jenson Button and Daniel Ricciardo and myself. So I'm now in a 5th place, but Ricciardo is up ahead. But those two, Vettel and Verstappen, are now on soft, so they're going to be going to the end, and they're going to be faster than me as the Mercedes car repaired pits. I believe it was Ricciardo, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, it's going to be very difficult, pretty much impossible to try and catch. But here is actually Ricciardo on the back of Jenson Button, so it must have been Hamilton who pitted last lap, and Ricciardo looks like he's going to take that position from Button. And yeah, that's you can see me in the background there. This is my challenge now. I've got to try and catch Jenson Button and maybe even Ricciardo, but the chance of a win is pretty much out the question, as Verstappen and Vettel are way too far ahead. But now down towards turn 1, and Valtteri Bottas is out, it just says, and yeah, that's going to be, maybe spice it up, chance of a safety car perhaps, and yes, there is a safety car deployed, so that is going to be helpful an absolute ton, as now I can just pit onto a set of super soft tyres, go to the end of the race, only about 6 laps remaining, and we're going to break for the line now. Jenson Button's also going to come in, but he's actually ghosted through me, so that's pretty interesting. That lets you know it's definitely a game, as Jenson Button just drives straight through me, and I'm going to go for super soft tyres, go to the end of the race. I don't think the Vettel and Verstappen and Ricciardo have pitted. Button actually gets a good pit stop. He gets out still ahead of me by quite a distance. So well done to the McLaren mechanics for that. But we're going to come out in about 6th place behind Button, and then so it's Vettel in the lead from Max Verstappen in 2nd place, both on soft tyres I believe, and then it's Ricciardo in 3rd, and then Jenson Button in a net 4th place, so he could be on for a very good result here. Myself in 5th, so we now have about Alonso in 6th as well actually, with Hamilton 7th, but we have 4 laps to try and get into the lead of the race. We've got the freshest tyres out of anyone apart from Jenson Button, and the Sauber up ahead is not for position. He's going to come into the pits actually, so that makes it a little bit easier. But now we have not very long at all but to try and get a podium, hopefully even the win from these 4 cars ahead. So first things first, we have a look at Jenson Button, go straight past him. It is the McLaren Honda engine, so it probably isn't very good, but then let's go into turn 1, and here is Verstappen going for the move of the lead, and Ricciardo right behind them. They're going to slow each other up massively here, and I'm going to try and take advantage. They go off the track. I've actually taken the lead now, so we are up into the lead of the race, and that was easier than I thought. We did that in one corner. We just took 4 positions, So yeah, we're now up into the lead and we can just push. We have a load of spare fuel, so we can just push. Verstappen's in second as well, so the Red Bull won too. But Jenson Button didn't actually take advantage of that, so he's going to be still in 5th place. And he's actually going to come into the pits, so that's a very interesting decision from Jenson Button. He just came in, and unless it's a drive-through penalty or something, but now Vettel has actually taken a position from Verstappen, but he's locked up into turn 1. So Verstappen's going to try and get back into 2nd place, retain the Red Bull 1-2. But now Magnussen and Sainz, and there's Pascal Wehrlein going side by side with Grosjean for the last point in the race. So, and now the lap later, Verstappen and Vettel side by side once again is turn 1. And Verstappen up the inside, and he's going to try and hold it around the outside of Vettel, force him off the track, make it a Red Bull 1-2 once again. He does force him off the track, does exactly that. And now the 2 Mercedes cars are going to have a look at Sebastian Vettel. And it's going to be about like 16 wide, looks like. Verstappen's being absolutely mugged by Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. The car in the background locks up, but Verstappen forces out Vettel. Then he's going to get forced out by Hamilton, it looks like. And Hamilton, very, very close racing here. But Verstappen, next lap, up the inside of Hamilton once again. So Verstappen's loving that overtaking to turn 1. He forces Hamilton wide, so now Vettel can go up the inside as well, force him off track. And now Button, or it's Alonso and Hamilton, or I don't even know, one of the Mercedes cars are going to try and look here. They could throw a blanket over these 7 cars, but 6 cars rather, fighting for position. But Verstappen has broken away from Vettel, and Magnussen's up into 5th now, and Alonso still in 4th place, and that is very well done to Alonso and Magnussen there. But now, as this battling allowed us to completely run away, so we have completely like scraped this at the bottom of the barrel. But the safety car has come in to save us here, and it's going to be another victory. I think it's about 4 in a row now in this career mode, and that is a victory for Pierre Gasly.
Fantastic drive, just fantastic. You deserve that race win.
So I won the race by 5.5 seconds in the end from Verstappen, so it's a Red Bull 1-2. With Sebastian Vettel in 3rd place, so with Fernando Alonso and Kevin Magnussen have to be the standout performers there in 4th and 5th for McLaren and Renault respectively, with Ricciardo edging out Hamilton in the end for 6th and 7th place, with Sainz 8th, Grosjean 9th and Pascal Wehrlein getting a point, his first point in a while in 10th, with Leclerc just missing out at 11th. 2 Manners, 12th and 13th, decent result for them. Giovinazzi doing amazingly well in the Sauber to get 14th. Jenson Button, Nico Hülkenberg, Julian Palmer, all disappointingly down the order, with Carey, Perez and Will Stevens up down, with Bottas and Raikkonen, the 2 Finns, both not finishing. But the drivers in the Constructors' Championship are already wrapped up, but there's a very tasty battle for 2nd between Verstappen, Hamilton and Ricciardo, and then a decent battle for 5th between Raikkonen, Vettel and Sainz as well. So still a lot of close racing, and the battle for 2nd in Constructors between Mercedes and Ferrari is still very much on as well. So yeah, very interesting stuff, but that is going to be the end of this video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been Jamie 3, and I will see you next time.